What's up, guys? This is my store right here that I started together with you guys. I found this product with you guys. I made the ads with you guys. I launched the campaigns for Facebook and Google. I've done some of the media buying live. And so in today's video, I have a to-do list that I prepared, which I want to show you what I'm going to do. This is going to be a live, watch me work type of video where I actually do live, brand work on this store. And so we want to script new hook ads, right? We want to edit new hook ads. We want to script 3 new different VSLs. So especially focusing on the body and the call to action, not only 3 new hooks, which I'm kind of doing here, and then get into ads that are shorter than that to speak to more aware people that actually aren't full on 2-3 minute VSLs. I just don't want to make them. Now what I'm going to do is, obviously, since the store is running in like Germany and Austria, I'm not going to run the English ads, but I'm going to script out everything in English here in front of you guys, and then later on translate it to German. That's the plan. But so let's actually talk about why in the first place I want to script out new hook ads and make VSLs, whatever. I mean, obviously, as you know, I've done the hook testing thing already. I can show you the results of that last time. So if we check out this, right, these were the winners. These were the winning hooks, the best performing hooks, so the highest CTR hooks that we kind of had last time, and especially, I mean, the ones which are still doing well on the actual ads, like the actual VSL ads. This one is one of them, right? 3 ways to look 20 years younger right now. And then the second one was actually this one, right? This is Jennifer Aniston's secret to looking 15 years younger. So these 2 hooks were doing really, really, really well, still doing really well. And obviously, if you've ever, done econ, the best way to refresh something or to make it better is to iterate it and to actually refresh it. And so what does that mean? Well, you got to just, make a bunch of variations and test something deeper and deeper in, a specific direction, right? And then actually figure out what's the best combination of everything, right? So that's the reason why, first of all, I'm making new hooks today that are similar to these 2, but also kind of do a bit different. I'm going to write a bunch of them. I'm planning on 30 to 50. I'm really planning on pumping out a lot of really high volume, and I want to show you guys what it actually means to do a lot of ads, like to really have a high creative volume, right? Not just talking about that in other videos. And so the other thing is, the other reason I'm doing this is because I just need to really refresh it into my ad account. Like, my ad account is kind of I do have a couple of ads specifically with these hooks that are doing not bad, that are doing pretty well, but I really want to scale higher, right? And so that's the reason why we're really starting with the hooks as well, because obviously the hook is 90% of your ad success. Okay, this is really important. Now, if you're not familiar with this concept of okay, what are these image ads? What is this, right? This is just an image ad which I'm letting spend $2 to $3. I'm putting out a lot of volume. That's the point of these. And so essentially what you want to do is you focus on the highest click-through rate ones. So the ones which have the highest CTR, for example, for me, it was these, right? I tested a bunch of more, and then I put these on my VSL ads, right? So I made the body and a call to action VSL. Well, got a lot of content, and then I put these hooks on there, and so these 2 are still doing well, right? Obviously, most of these still failed, even though the hook testing wasn't bad. But this is the best way to increase any hit rate on your ad account. So try this immediately if you haven't already. But I'm just going to do this again, right? So this is not only something which you do once in the lifespan of your brand, but it's actually something which you do again and again and again continuously, obviously. Okay, so let's actually take a look at what I prepared. So I want to just go ahead and copy these hooks right here, open up a brand new Google Doc. And yeah, so I'm going to call this inspiration, right? So these were the 2 best hooks right here. This is one of them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, hold on, maybe make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. And then I had a little, let's just structure this correctly, okay? So this is going to be new hooks, 22nd of April, 2025, okay? Elara, boom. For my store right here, this is typically how I do this. I like to have everything structured. Obviously, this is not relevant, and this is not going to impact how much money you make. But yeah, I just like having everything sorted out and everything in its place. So let's just quickly get that done. So these 2 are pretty much the best hooks. And so now what I'll do, I'll actually just get into a couple of sections and categories that I want to write hooks in, because I'm not going to just start typing and just pumping out a bunch of them, which could work and I could do. But what I want to do is I want to make I'm going to plan out everything before I actually start. So First category is going to be probably, I'm thinking about like variations, winning hook one. Why do I do that? Well, first one is just going to be a variation, right? So I just want to make variations. I just want to see if I can find a variation or a specific way to phrase this sentence that actually resonates better with my target demo, right? Second thing is obviously, once again, number two, hold on. This is exactly the same thing, just for number two, okay? Now, third category, which I'm gonna make is I'm gonna write hooks for obviously a little bit like similar to these, kind of taking these as inspiration, but deeper in the most aware stage, because I want to make some ads that are really, really aware, and some product aware ones, right? And that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna make maybe a couple which are solution aware, and I just can type in two different ones. I'm going to talk about Botox, because I identified last video when I set up the Google ads, one of the last videos, that Botox was actually a really, really, really good keyword that you can use, and that's doesn't have a lot of competition, but it has a lot of high demand. And so if you talk shit about Botox in your ads, then a lot of people are going to resonate with that. Okay, so Botox is one, and then solution aware, and then we got what do we have? I wanted to like talk a little bit about like anti-aging cream, right? Other solution that basically does the same thing. Now, just so you can kind of understand how this whole process works, I had this the same like the last time too. I just want to open up my offer document, the customer avatar, right? We have everything here: awareness stage, why urgency, we have everything. Okay, we figured out all this. This was a bunch of videos ago, but yeah. So we have 6 categories that I'm going to write hooks in. Again, this is all just going to be like a live hook image testing thing, which I'm going to put in these. I already opened up the Canva template. So I'm going to make 6 categories times 5 obviously would be 30, but I want to make a little bit more than that. So I'm thinking about like maybe like 5 variations, or we could even make more variations, just because we have so that we have a higher hit rate. So for these 4, I'm probably gonna make yeah, so that's if I make like 20 in total here, and then 10 each, that would make it like 40. I think that's a solid plan. So 5 hooks. So I'm gonna make 5x here, 5x, 5x, 5x. That makes it 20, and then we got we're gonna make a little 10x here, 10 variations and 10 variations. Now, it's possible that I'm just gonna put a time lapse on this, that I'm writing these or not, whatever, but you're gonna see me write these hooks right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna make a little bit of space in these categories, and I'm just gonna show you how I usually sit down and just write hooks in the first place. So it's not really that difficult to do. Yeah, that's essentially what I show in this video. It's not that hard to write these hooks. So hook, winning hook 1, 3 ways to look 20 years younger right now. So we could say, all right. So we already got 10 right here for the variations for the first one, and I tried to not make them too similar, right? So this is one thing which I tried. I'm just gonna rewrite these, change up the number in the ads. Obviously, that would be a very close variation. I'm still trying to find ways to rephrase everything, even if I have to change up the numbers or the whole meaning behind the hook, to kind of try to find just stuff that essentially just resonates with my audience more, right? So just to kind of go through these, what I wrote down is like POV, you found a way to look 20 years younger immediately, right? Kind of rephrased it, made a POV hook out of it. Here's my 3 secrets to look 20 years younger right now. So instead of ways, I say secrets. Instead I say instead of 3 ways. I'm 40, but I look 20. Here's how. Very short, very attention grabbing. I found 3 hacks to wake up looking like I'm 20 again. Here's why I'll never look 20 years younger. Obviously calling out and like really aggressively kind of selling. Top 5 ways to wake up feeling like you're 20. So we have top 5 ways instead of 3 ways, which kind of makes, and then change up look, instead of looking 20 years younger, I said wake up feeling like you're 20. Watch this before getting Botox to look 20 years younger, right? So this is almost kind of solution to it, right? But still a good hook. 1 to like 20 years younger. Try these 3 super easy tricks. POV, you woke up feeling like 20 again. Thanks to these 3 hacks. And then we have try these 3 ways to look like you're in college again. Yeah, so I'm kind of happy with these. These are 10 right here, so I'm gonna just probably go ahead and let's actually start writing the hooks for the second one. So this is Jennifer Aniston's secret to looking 15 years younger. And so for this one, I need to pull up a couple more celebrities because this celebrity hook really works really well. And so I'm gonna probably do some German ones as well, because probably like middle-aged German actresses and singers, whatever, are gonna resonate with the German audience a little bit more. So that's what I'm gonna try to kind of play into and take a look at. But I believe we can actually get started on doing that. Hold on, let me just pull up like Jennifer Aniston age. Okay, she's 56. So let's look at middle-aged or actually middle-aged German actress. Let's take a look at who do we have. So we have someone that people actually know, right? I'm gonna just chat GPT this, bro. I don't even care. Give me 10 very well-known German actresses, singers, celebrities, whatever, German female, essentially names that people on social media know and resonate with between the ages of 30 or let's say 35 and 60. Okay, let's take a look. See if I even know them, right? Oh God. Or maybe the actress thing wasn't the best. I mean, maybe my target demo knows these. That's what I don't know yet, right? I really don't know. Hold on, I know one celebrity, which could potentially work. Yeah. Now there we go. All right, there we go. These I actually do know. Hold on. More like big names, okay? Big names. Yes, just female celebrities. There we go. All right, we got Sarah Connor. Never heard of her, bro. I'm not gonna lie. We got this lady, then we got this lady. I'm probably just gonna talk about a bunch of other, obviously, celebrities just to see if we can find something. Instagram handles, follower accounts. No, don't need that. Here's this. Okay. Yeah, we have a bunch of different ones. We don't need that many though. So we got 5 different ones now. I think we can work with that, honestly. I'm just trying to see what other things I can do. I mean, what I'm gonna do, like 5 variations already, which is literally just I'm gonna change out I'm gonna switch out the name, right? So instead of Jennifer Aniston's secret, I'm gonna say this is actually her secret, and then change out the name. So Heidi Klum, Helena Fischer, and so on. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do next. But let's actually, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna start with that. All right, let's just change up her names. It's crazy, bro. What am I doing here? All right. So we got 10 here. Obviously, the first 5 were just, changing out the names to other different, like, celebrities. And then for the other 5, what I did is just, like, kind of, rephrase them like before, right? So I said, Jennifer Aniston is 56 but looks 30. Here's how. Jennifer Aniston uses this 15-minute treatment that lets her look 15 years younger. She's 56. How is this possible, right? So this is, like, a kind of, really broad variation. But, yeah, it's her age. I just thought maybe people resonate with this really short, very quick attention grabbing hook. And we got Jennifer Aniston revealed all celebrity secrets, looking 20 years younger, a little bit of a longer hook, right? But I just thought she revealed all celebrities secret, right? Just might resonate with a bunch of people as well. And then we got one to look like Jennifer Aniston. Here's her secret, right? We're very, very basic, and now essentially we already have 20 hooks, right? That we could already literally turn into image ads, right? I'm gonna do that. But before I do that, I'm going to write these hooks right here, right? So we have most aware, product aware, solution aware, Botox, and solution aware anti-aging cream. And so, specifically when it comes to most aware, let's actually go ahead and do this. I'm going to really mostly talk about the offer right there, okay? So this is going to be like really offer focused, guarantee focused, risk reversal focused, maybe testimonial focused. Same as product aware, right? Product aware is just going to really be like us versus them, while other, competitors are just like terrible. But mostly, solution aware anti-aging cream and like solution aware Botox are just going to be like me basically explaining why it's worse to have that solution, why it's better to have ours, and then to see, if that works. Okay, so let's actually get started writing these hooks right here. Cool. So now we have, 5 most aware hooks right here, just to go quickly through them. One to look 20 years younger for 50% off, 20 years younger for only $20, right? That's a pretty cool one. Finally, feel like you're 20 again, buy one get one free. Try microinfusion for free for 90 days. So here actually, said the solution and like everything, basically revealed it in the hook. And then 40 reasons why Alara has a money back guarantee. Okay. So that's very, very, very most aware. Like these two, or especially this bottom one, honestly, not going to do well if I don't have a lot of top of funnel traffic. This is like a classical bottom of funnel ad, but yeah, why not? Okay, so I could also, or I could say even instead of money back guarantee, has thousands or tens of thousands, just 10,000, or let's say 14,000 something happy customers. Okay, so that's going to be the hook there. But now let's actually take a look at product aware. Okay, so what other solutions or products do we have pretty much? Or no, sorry, that's solution aware. Now we just want to, obviously product aware is like talking about other competitors selling the same product. Okay, so this is going to be tricky, right? It's like, this is pretty much always the same. There we go. 5 product aware hooks. Don't fall for the fake ones. Why Alara actually makes you younger. Or how. Look 20 years younger, not 20 years older. 5 reasons why you shouldn't get microinfusion anywhere else. They make you 20 years older. We do the opposite. Don't let them destroy your skin. Trust the original. Boom. There we go. And now, only thing that's left pretty much is going to be solution aware and yeah, solution aware for the other one. Let's actually go ahead and get started doing this. So, solution aware Botox, very classical, So I mean, what's the fear behind using Botox? That's what I could figure out. I mean, their desires, obviously, what we figured out in my customer avatar doc. We're always like getting rid of wrinkles, and then desires. Yeah, I mean, doesn't want to get scammed and lose money, and healthy and not dangerous. I think health and not dangerous. Botox will destroy your skin. We save it. Okay, so now we do have 5 hooks here in the solution where Botox stage. Botox will destroy your skin. We save it. So kind of in the health desire. 4 reasons why Botox will make you look older, not younger. Right? Again, the very creative hook. POV lost all your money on Botox for no results. So we have 2 desires in 1 hook. Right? We have the wealth one, and we have obviously the no results one. So the looking younger one, Now we have Botox versus microinfusion, how to look younger, not older. And then we have celebrity switch from Botox to this. Okay, so that's pretty much all I wrote down here. But I think now I'm gonna go to the next one, which is gonna be the anti-aging cream. Now we need to talk shit on an anti-aging cream. Okay, amazing, right? So yeah, let's take a look at what I'm gonna say. Okay, so why anti-aging creams are a waste of your money, wealth, desire. No celebrities using anti-aging creams. Here's why. Once again, a little bit into the celebrity kind of thing, which they seem to resonate with a lot. Ever seen someone satisfied with an anti-aging cream? Me neither. Anti-aging creams versus microinfusion, what actually works, kind of similar to this hook up here. And then we have 10 reasons why anti-aging creams will dry out your skin. Okay, honestly, we do have our hooks ready, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, translate them to German myself and then just make the image ads, right? So I'm not going to test these in English like they are right here. I'm actually going to test them in German, obviously, because that's what I really want to see. I want to immediately very, very high click-through rates and just give them the highest chance of success. And obviously I give them the highest chance of success whenever I just do this type of stuff, in German, or at least in the, language that you actually advertise to, which for me is German. So I should go ahead and just translate these, right? I mean, I could do this for ChatGPT, but that kind of would be ridiculous since I can speak German. Or actually, I'm going to do nah. Boom. There we go. Now I've translated all these ads right here. I trust myself more than ChatGPT when it comes to translations, honestly. Let me just quickly count if everything's done. 5, 5, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Boom. And now we can just take these hooks and turn them into image ads. And that's what I'm going to do next. Okay. So that we have our little next hook testing creative test ready and prepared and set up. So let's do that real quick. Text. Boom, boom. We don't want this. Make it like this. Make it like this. All right, so now we have all these hooks right here. They're all downloaded. They're all ready in German, basically to kind of go through it. These 10, so at least, these 20 are, variations, and then these 4 are for the different awareness stages that I made. And so now I can already take off a couple things in the to-do list that I made earlier. So yeah, we have this. Can put a little check right here. And then this too. Okay, so we've scripted them, we've edited them. Now what I wanted to do is I want to script 3 different VSLs and 3 different shorter ads. So I'm gonna open up another Google Doc and do that right there. Or actually we could do this literally on all the same Google Doc. So all this right here. And then another different headline. So we could say new VSLs, right? Same date, obviously. And so basically, I just want to write different VSLs. I'm going to just write a couple bodies and call to actions. I'm not going to say, so this is I'm going to say micro hook and then, hook, right? And then I'm going to actually start with all the rest. So, the unique mechanisms, the storyline, and everything else, okay? So that's just what I'm going to do. Probably going to do another time lapse on this, but I'm going to go through the VSLs with you guys. And we're going to see if we can actually, get something which is outperforming the current ones. That's going to be the next step. Okay, you have the first VSL. Let's just go through it real quick. We have obviously the hook. So these two parts of the hook, obviously they're not part of the VSL because I just made ads for these. But started with the story. So this whole concept of this VSL right here is more or less like a storyline or like a storytelling type of VSL. So I just go through it. I didn't like looking in the mirror. Every time I saw a 20 to 30-year-old girl, I got so jealous and I hated that. Never talked about it to anyone because I was ashamed of it. Every single day I debated whether I should try Botox or any other solution out there, but I was always hesitant until I saw this, right? So this is kind of the story, the introduction. Then we have the unique mechanism of the problem. So we have so many people think that Botox is the answer to their problems. My best friend said she tried it and looked older instead of younger. Other products just cost thousands of dollars, which I absolutely didn't want to pay. But every day I waited or tried any other useless product like anti-aging creams, my problem got worse. So we got a little bit of fear of missing out, FOMO here. I asked the doctor for advice and she recommended this one thing which completely changed everything for me. And now we're getting into the solution. It's called microinfusion technology and it changed my life. From the very first time trying it, it just felt like this. From the very first time trying it, it felt like just this one's different. It felt so smooth and made my skin feel like I was in my 20s immediately. I fell in love with it. Still using it to this day. Every time I apply it, it feels like blessing. My confidence went through the roof. I've even been getting approached by younger guys and finally stopped worrying about my looks whenever I walk outside. Just take it, touch your skin a couple times and it's done. Feels like heaven and lets your skin look like you're a teenie. I saved so much time and money with this instead of picking Botox. I got it from Alara, so now we're going to the actual most aware stuff. Since they've had a starter kit, which I felt was perfect for me, right? Boom. Starter kit. It arrived in a couple of days. I already ordered it again 3 times. Through this private link, they actually have a buy one get one free deal starting at $20. And if you're unsatisfied with your purchase, risk reversal, they give you a full refund for 90 days. It's literally free if you don't love it. Do yourself a favor and try Alara today. That's our first VSL. It's not super long, it's not super crazy, but it's a different type of concept that I had last time. Because last time I was just like explaining why, having too many products in your skincare routine or whatever doesn't help with this problem. And so this is like completely different. This is a story. I'm gonna write one more, but what I'm gonna do probably is make variations of this, right? So I'm probably gonna change up a little bit of the storyline, make it shorter, make it longer, something like that is probably what I'm gonna do. So just quickly make a little subtitle, one. If you ever struggled with feeling old and can basically watch your wrinkles appear more and more daily, you need to hear this. Back when I struggled with it, the only known option was Botox. I was so afraid that would hurt my skin, but I almost still did it. However, when a friend had to get surgery to get it removed, it was a no-go for me. Every day you wait, it's going to get worse. Okay, so we just change up the story a little bit, see if that resonates with the people a little bit more. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So we have 2 VSLs ready. And now the last step that we need to do is actually we need to script to shorter ads. And what I'm going to do with the shorter ads is I'm just going to make them based off of this VSL, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first sentence in like each of these lines and just basically that's pretty much it, right? And I'm not going to drop the offer and stuff like that, okay? And then the second one I want to make it even shorter than this, right? So we have hook once again, and then let's just figure out what I'm going to say. Boom. There we go. All right, guys. We do have the 2 ads. We do have everything. We do have the VSLs ready. If you've not understood anything in this video, this is just, watch me work live. I'm pretty much finished now. I'm not going to go over everything again. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for giving me your most important assets, which is which are your time and your attention. And thank you so much for watching. I wish you a beautiful day.